you ask someone what their favorite trails are, they'll likely tell you about their home trails. And why wouldn't they? It's probably where they learned to ride. They know them like the back of their hands. And really, for them, riding there brings a sense of nostalgia. And even if they've been to a mountain biking hotspot like Whistler or Moab, it's pretty hard to beat that relationship with your home trails. And I feel the same way. I've ridden many places around the world, from the half-pipe trails of Japan, to the deserts of America, to the ridgelines of New Zealand. But my home trails still hold a special place in my heart. It's where I learned to ride. I know them like the back of my hand, and well, it feels like home when I ride there. But yeah, Yuka and I love to travel, and it's the main reason we built our camper van. And if it weren't for this whole virus situation, we'd be off exploring new places. But since this pandemic has brought the world to a grinding halt, like everybody else, we're staying home. And home for us right now is in Abbotsford, BC, about 40 minutes east of Vancouver. So while the situation is a serious buzzkill, at least we get to ride our home trails. So let me explain to you why they're so special. Located at the edge of town, most locals call this place Ledgeview, presumably named after the numerous viewpoints scattered around the mountain. But some also call this place McKee Peak. It's just a small bump as far as mountains go, but as we learned in Bentonville, you don't necessarily need big elevation to have fun. And like Bentonville, Ledgeview has a ton of flow. So after a 30-minute climb to the top, we dropped into what is probably the most classic trail on Ledgeview, Paper Route. With a rock slab start, it doesn't take long for things to flow. And over our first ladder drop, we're well on our way. Lower down, a jump over a fallen tree, which leads to a few sizable drops. No, not gonna happen. But Antoine is up for the challenge.
Nice.
The next big feature is this new creek gap.
You want the creek gap? I haven't done this one yet.
I haven't hit it yet, but Antoine thinks he's got it.
Oh, cased it. Yeah, the lip is pretty small, but it's not steep or anything. You can go again?
Yeah, do you want to follow me?
Maybe, yeah. All right.
I trust Antoine a fair amount now, so if I can just follow him in.
It's kind of hard to pop off that tiny lip.
Did you go?
I didn't really pop, but I cleared it. Yeah.
This creek gap wasn't here last year, but it's here now. And that's what makes Ledgeview so cool. The locals are always building here, and there's always something new and awesome to check out. And speaking of new stuff being built, there's a brand new line called Ansie's Social. The builder, Greg, really does seem to have a great sense for trail design. Starting out with more flow, there's a couple of jumps in quick succession. But soon we've come to an impasse.
Okay, and then here is,
Would you take the 10-foot drop through the trees on the left?
it's pretty big.
Or would you ride the rock roll on the right? Well, I think on most days, I'd take the rock roll.
Case.
Lower down, there's a few more features to take into consideration.
Oh yeah, there's that log roll. And straight after the log roll, there's that little sender, wooden sender to huck to flat. Yeah, and then a huck to flat. Oh, maybe it's not too bad.
Now that we're done with Auntie's social, there's another family member that needs some attention.
Hey, back up.
A trail called Grandma's Mustache. It's built by the same guy, and I heard it's got a pretty interesting feature on it.
A little bit of case. Oh, exposed. Cool.
It starts off pretty fun, but I really just wanted to get to this one feature. A steep downhill log ride.
Oh yeah, sick.
It looks, you think it's, yeah, it's right in line.
Yeah. Sweet. That's a cool one. It's fine, right?
So steep.
You wanna try, Yuka? Sick. Oh, there's a little hip there.
The rest of the trail is pretty fun too, but with its general steepness, it doesn't take long to get to the end.
Oh, that went a lot faster than the other one.
Yeah, it's short, huh?
Yeah.
Our next lap off the top has got to be Charlie's Canned Chicken to Way of the Noodle. It started off with some fairly steep chutes. And as we made our way through the forest, we arrived at Way of the Noodle. Some pretty killer single track later, and we're at Noodly Appendage. And the fantastic flowy single track continues.
Here it is. 2 more jumps. Go to the right.
A few jumps, some great turns, and we hit a low spot on the trail. After a 10-minute climb up a small hill, we're ready to descend again. But soon we met up with some other riders, and they're checking out what they call a little drop.
This is that little drop. It's at least 12 feet down.
None of us are ready to hit it today, but some of the folks in the other crew are ready to send it.
Oh, it made it look good.
Yeah. Don't go too fast.
No healthcare workers coming for you right now.
Yeah.
No.
BC is well known for its gnarly, rooty, rocky single track, and that holds true for most places in the province. But because of geological events that happened millions of years ago, this mountain just happened to be a little different. Instead of those rocks and roots, Ledgeview has plenty of dirt to build those berms and jumps. To be honest, I was lucky to learn to ride here. Most other places in BC have a really steep learning curve. The trails that I really wanted to share with you guys, though, are on the south side of the mountain. And it's unlike all the other stuff we've already seen. It's pretty darn special. To start with, we'll head down Buttafuoco. To arrive at one of those ledge views that we talked about earlier.
Nice.
Soon we'll be riding at the base of these cliffs. After a bit more trail, we arrived at where the cliff riding starts. But first we've got to get to the bottom.
So there's a double black way. Your wheels stay on the ground, but it's exposure.
Don't look left.
Nice.
I didn't look.
Down.
I didn't look to the left. I was like, okay, that's.
Yeah, you can actually see the bottom of that cliff here.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty big one. Yeah, you're riding up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad if you kind of roll.
Yeah, you probably hit a tree. Yeah.
These are the cliffs that make Ledgeview so special. But the trails are narrow, and with the rock on your right and a decent fall to your left, you've got to be really precise here. As we continued along, the cliff faces just continue. But the real showpiece here is on a trail called Ambidextrous. You've got to have some strong legs to get up, but once you're up there, the reward is very worth it. This section of cliffside has got to be the longest unbroken section on the mountain.
That's so cool. Can I go up this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think there's a slab here. Oh, water dripping.
Ledgeview truly is a unique place. Not many rocks, lots of dirt, mostly deciduous trees, and beautiful sandstone cliffs. I wish I could see a time lapse of how the earth got to this point. So yeah, I think my home trails are pretty darn cool. And it certainly wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for all the local builders that put their blood, sweat, and tears into these trails. From jump trails, to cliff riding, to waterfalls, to creek trails, Ledgeview's got a little something for everybody. And although Yuka and I can't travel right now, having these trails nearby certainly makes our situation a little better. But what about you guys? Can you ride right now? Are you only riding your home trails? Are your home trails your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. But, as always, thanks for watching and stay gnarly.
Very exciting.